Hey, what's going on, Solutionaries? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy, and I am over here at NADA 2023 live with the one, the only, Chad Stilwell from Agora. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the party. You having a fun show?
It's been awesome. I mean, this is just impressive what's going on here. It's huge.
It is huge. And because it's so huge, we got to do a brew on the move, getting an interview going with people that are actually making things happen inside of the industry. And Agora has some pretty big things going on. But before we go on to the big things that are going on with Agora, let's go on the big title that you have with Agora, right? Looks like we got a lot of syllables we can fill into the title that you actually have with them. Tell us what you do at Agora Data.
So main job is Chief Technology Officer, but I'm also our lead data scientist and built most of our AI machine learning models and actually have a patent that's pending on one that's pretty revolutionary for what we're doing.
Really? Well, tell us about how revolutionary that is, because we're in the land of revolution. Look at all of this innovation like crazy all over here.
It is crazy, and you know I probably can't get to all the cool stuff that I want to go check out with the time we have here, but what are we doing? So the coolest thing we're doing is predicting loan performance, and it's that simple. But it's also not the easiest thing to do. We're focused primarily in non-prime, so it's probably one of those things that a lot of finance companies stay away from non-prime, especially like deeper subprime, because they just can't predict what's going to happen.
Right.
They don't know what the outcomes are, so instead of trying to figure it out, they just stay away. So what we've been able to do is build an AI that can predict that with ridiculous accuracy. So that the biggest part of what people are uncertain with deeper paper is predictable and known to us. So that opens up the door for us to do a lot of creative things.
I think you brought up a really, really great point. So many people don't want to get involved inside of that particular sphere just because there is so much unknown, right? They don't know how much work it may take or how little work it would actually take to find out what to do. Inside of our dealerships, we try to make sure that we were saying, man, just submit it. Let's find out. Let's send it in. Let's see what we can do. Try to set it up to where you're setting the sales person, you're setting the finance manager, and you're setting the customer up for success, and pay attention to how you're sending it in. But you have the information. You actually have the data to go off of. How easy has it been being able to operate using that data and being able to lead from that knowledge point?
It's it makes decision making easy, which is the big part of it. So when we were talking earlier, data doesn't lie, right?
Come on.
So you can have that information in your fingertips and understand what a good or bad decision is. At the end of the day, if you know what that value is, if you know what the return is going to be, then you can figure out how to make that work. So what it allows us to do on the financing side is we can go a lot deeper than we can because we have that knowledge.
Right. And not all data is created equal, right? We profess that very, very strongly. Not all data is created equal. And inside of that, how is it that you actually do differentiate yourself from other companies that could say, oh, we can give you data as well, but I mean, you're trying to make a stamp on the industry, right?
Yeah.
So in that, how were you different?
Yeah, there's a lot of companies that will say, hey, give us your data. We'll tell you what's going on and give you answers. And some can and some can't. It's really hard to figure out who the pretenders are and who the real ones are.
Right.
But what allows us to do it is just the vast amount we have that we can then go through and take that and match things up, and that gives us a greater understanding. We have over $100 billion at this point of loan history.
Come on.
100 billion. It's a lot.
Right.
And almost all of that is focused in the non-prime space. So basically all a model is looking at historical data, figuring out all of those ties, and then using that to figure out what something new is going to do in the future. So it's not as hard as it maybe seems, but it requires a large investment in data to get it right.
Right.
And that's not something that everybody has. So the fact that we have that is really unique, and it's very cool, and it empowers us to do a lot of things.
Right, and making sure that we do cool stuff. I mean, we are right now at NADA 2023, right?
Yeah.
We have all of the best in the industry that are here right now. What have you liked most about seeing it in Big Bad Dallas right now? Because this is a massive event. But what have you liked most about being out here in Dallas?
Just getting to connect with people. I mean, that's a big thing. I may be on the IT side of the world, but I am a people person
Right.
first and foremost. So getting to be out and just interact with folks in the industry and see what other cool stuff we're doing. Lots of signs for AI right there.
Right,
So
it's
just-
AI all over the
it's
place. Yeah.
seeing stuff that I've never even heard of and getting to go talk to people and see what they're doing, how they're approaching things. It's great. It gets the creative juices flowing for things that maybe we can try to accomplish.
So true. And being at one of these events, you can go through information overload. You can go through stimulation overload, right? You have all these incredible booths that are designed to make sure that you do get interactive with them. Sales pros that are all over the place trying to make sure that dealers and all those that are really trying to brew solutions, which is our key piece, right? We are all about some brewing solutions. Car Guy Coffee Podcast. Make sure that y'all check that out. But we want to make sure that we do highlight awesome people that are doing great things. So tell us, how do people get a hold of you and find out more about what it is that you're brewing solutions for the industry through?
So chad.stillwell@agoraday.com. You can reach me there. Additionally, you can find us on the website, agoradata.com. And we have all of our information up there as well. And just, cool things. I do have one thing that I would just like to talk about because it is kind of my passion.
Come on, bring it.
One of the things I'm most excited about what we're doing. You have a saying that you sometimes say, and I think it's people over profits.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
I love that saying.
That's right. And relationships over revenue.
Yeah.
People over profits and relationship over revenue. Yes.
I agree with that so much. It's kind of at the core of a lot of what we're doing.
I believe
and
it.
One of the things with the subprime market is that a lot of times there's profits that are taken from these finance companies unnecessarily because they're afraid of the risk.
Oh.
So it's a risk reward thing, and it's because of that unknown factor again. So one of the big things that we're able to do is create a situation where it's people and profit.
Yes.
Because we're able to give you the insight into how to make a loan that fits the customer, makes the customer successful, and a customer that's paying and doing well is a profitable customer.
Yes.
So that's my favorite thing about what we've been able to do.
Sandy, come back.
Figure out how to do that.
Well, the best way for us to be able to make sure that we are maintaining the relationship we have with people, right? It's not one thing to do a transaction one time. A relationship isn't just a one night stand, right? It's not just a one and done. It's a, hey, we're going to consistently see a way to revisit how can we do business. And usually when you do have somebody you enjoy being around, people that you enjoy doing business with, and you can create those memories with, it's a no-brainer when it's time to go back into doing that business again, especially in the subprime market. Folks, I know how I felt when I got my first loan, right? When I got first connected to a dealership that took me on, then I felt like these were always my people. You know what I mean? And if you can have the information that brings that kind of fusion to a relationship, I mean, then you're doing transactions for way longer than usually would be done with a situation where it's just push the button, we're done, very sterile, no relationship. And I love that you do that, because that's exactly what the whole culture should be about, folks, building those relationships.
Some people get into tough situations and their credit takes a hit, and that shouldn't have to mean that you're stuck in that forever. So it's really important to me personally and to Agora as a whole to make sure we're giving an avenue for people to have an affordable car loan. Something that fits inside of their budget and that they can make those payments and then end up getting out of that. And then now you have a repeat customer. You have a customer that maybe shopped around before they came to you and, got really large payment options. And if you're using Agora, we empower you to make the better decision, not only for your business, but for the customer as well.
Come on.
Just that win-win.
It is a win-win.
It's what keeps me going.
It is, and it is a win-win. I mean, and I love it. I love it because it is trying to make sure that we're taking care of everybody on all ends, and that again is a relationship. when everybody is receiving and reciprocating the treatment that we have, taking care of each other. Now, I appreciate you keeping up with some of the terms that we do keep up with, right? The making sure we do put people over profits and relationship over revenue, but we have one thing that is our most important, okay? The absolute most important. You car guys and you car gals know what it is. It's to make sure that we are forgive, focusing, and flying, right? So we're wiping off the weight of unforgiveness. We're focusing on who we can help and where we want to go, and we stretch out and we fly. So let's get ready to forgive, focus, and fly together.
All right.
2023 with the one, the only Chad Stilwell from Agora Data. Here we go. Let's rock it out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Chad, you're amazing. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Fun. Thanks
Yes,
for having me.
rock it out. Reach out to him, you all.